Well, this is Cardo's Media, and yeah, don't blame the messenger. Yeah.
Yo, you don't know, this is Trilogy, straight out of Dominica, and you're tuned in to Cardo's Media. Don't blame the messenger. Boom!
Yo! It's a long time coming. Been a while. been a long time. But we back again, and we on it even stronger than ever before. You know? We got your boy Fido, we got your boy Drex, myself. We on here tonight, this afternoon, this morning, whatever time you decide to watch this video on whichever platform you decide to watch this video on. You can watch it on Fido's page, my page, Cardo's Media page, on our YouTube, on Fido's YouTube, and on my YouTube. Whichever platform you decide to join and look at Cardo's Media information time, open discussion. Our topic is the future of Wesley and WoodfordHill, a conversation that matters. That's our topic. The future of Wesley and WoodfordHill, a conversation that matters. And not just Wesley and WoodfordHill, not just Wesley WoodfordHill, but Dominica by extension and our fellow CARICOM nations by extension. Because I believe our future is being taken away from us. And we are still being put on the back burner. No matter which island you go to, all of them complaining about the same thing. We feel that we are being left behind. We feel we are being misunderstood. So, to our leaders, I'm gonna put this out there, to our leaders, let's do a better job of understanding our citizens and our people. Go ahead now, Peter. You can do your introduction. Yes.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Good evening to each and every one of you who is listening to the live stream. It's been quite a while since it's been online, and we just wanted to bring this hot topic to you guys, as we will go into that deep discussion with none other than Clint Roll. So I'll give him the opportunity to just introduce himself quickly, and then we get into the topic.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, good day, good day. It's Clint Roll here as usual. How we say in Patois, Ja Wesley.
Ja Wesley. Oh, yeah, it's Creole season 2.
It's Creole season, yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm having a great time at the whole thing, you know. Just keeping it low key for now. What can I say? On Thursday, we're gonna hit the streets on Thursday. We're gonna have some impressive conversations. It's not me alone, it's gonna be a group of people, you know. And yeah, we have an important project for the constituency, which we intend to bring out on Thursday evening. It's gonna be very impressive. Yeah, and I really want the people, well, the people will turn out. So far it's looking okay. But I want Dominica to tune in and listen. They're gonna see the difference between myself and whosoever else, you know? Yeah, but that's basically it. Yeah. So yeah, tonight we'll talk some more things tonight.
For sure. But one of the, because the title I put the title there for a reason. A good reason. We have some persons, I'm not pointing names, I'm not blaming anybody, but it's the reality of it's actually happening. Most persons looking to represent a people or communities don't really know what really is the struggles of a community. They don't really know what they're really representing. So I say I put that up there so we will discuss what is the future of Wesley and WoodfordHill in your opinion. Right now,
in my opinion,
based on how things is going, what is the future of Wesley and WoodfordHill in your opinion?
Well, first off, I think anybody putting themselves up for public office, they should have a knowledge of the people they should know what the people love most or what they need most. And I mean, even if you don't want to go that way, but you yourself supposed to be so informed about what's going on around you, what should have been future, in the past, what's going on now, and what we expect. And then if you look at how Wesley is developing, it is developing with other people. And there's absolutely nothing being offered to the people in terms of the economy, in terms of a lot of stuff. There's nothing being offered to the people of Wesley. So, yeah, and I intend to offer those.
Yeah.
Before we even touch on the topic, let me make this statement.
Go ahead.
Hurricane Melissa, and Zone Rouge went through Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba, and we have two CARICOM islands who got affected, which was Jamaica and Haiti, and we also have a partner in Cuba as far as helping a lot of our CARICOM nation in their development. So I would like to send out my solidarities, my condolences, and my heartfelt sympathies to all those out there who have lost people in said hurricane and who has been affected by the Hurricane Melissa and Zone Rouge guys at the same, and her snipers at the same time. You know what I mean? In a joking manner, but at the same time, in reality, those who did get affected by Hurricane Melissa, I would like to show my solidarity and my support to them. Because
Definitely.
It could have been us.
Yes.
When it was us, a lot of us reached out to people all over the world for help. So I would expect that if we can help on a governmental basis or on a personal basis, help who you can when you can. So that's what I had to say on that aspect.
Yeah, man. I support that as well. Just reaching out to the guys in the comment section. Donnie say he's thinking of running. So if everybody running, then who are we gonna?
Who gonna win?
Are we I'm Pali Sotti, just big up the guys, and then big up Wagocado. They say Wago guys, Pali Sotti with their pull up. We're also gonna have a serious conversation right now there. So the topic of the live stream is the future of Western WoodfordHill, and we have Mr. Clint Rule, who is an independent candidate going up. So we're just having a discussion with him. You guys can also ask questions in the comment section. We will from time to time, we'll just refer to the questions in the comment section so he can give you guys a live and direct answers.
And you're listening to Carlos Media.
No nerd. Big up. So,
Big up to Kali on one time.
Don't know.
He just dropped his new music video as well. So, looking who want to support a local upcoming artist, Calion. Check him out on YouTube, Spotify, on whatever music platform you stream your music on. Check him out. No matter what they say or do, I can leave you alone. That's one of his hot songs right there. That's his music video.
And I'll go for the song, man.
Yeah, man. But, I believe his music, that's my opinion again, his music is a lot of love song, just raw.
Man, let's listen to his music, on YouTube.
His music is a lot of love songs, but just raw. You get what I'm saying? No matter what they say or do, I can leave you alone. That's a song to his wife. No matter what they say or do, I can leave you alone. He have another song, One Woman I Taking Home. It's like it's just raw songs, but love, and that's what the young people are attracted to. That love, that raw love, But yeah, back to the topic at hand, man. The future of Wesley and WoodfordHill. A conversation.
Yeah, I think he was.
I want to say something there. I want to say something there. 2-3 years back, we've been on a mission to really make people aware of what already happening around them. And some people will say that Richie or Fido or Clint or whoever, we've been negative about what's happening in Wesley. To some extent, yes, we can say that. But I really want to say that negativity in a way can help to steer people into a different direction. So for instance, we had an airport project proposed by the government. We had acquisition of land by the state. And we had lack of information. And because we had lack of information, a lot of people suffered in terms of value for the property. Now, that is where Richie came in. That is where I came in as a young people, Fido, as young people from our village and our constituency. And there was nothing wrong in that, in us stepping forward to enlighten people as to what to expect and what happened around them. So we stood there and we see a project making its way. We don't know how long it's going to take. But at the same time, we ourselves, there's nothing offered to us. Notwithstanding the fact that we didn't get the jobs we were expecting to get. We didn't get the kind of money we were expecting to make from that project. That is one deficiency already. But there's another one looming. And the other one that is looming is the fact that other people is going to come to Wesley and the WoodfordHill area and the Calabish area and Margaret area to fill the void. And now what is the void? The void is our own personal development. And for the life of me, we running around politically and our sole intention is to curse one another. And we're not educating people. We're not educating people as to the way forward, as to our Richie development or Fido development or our Clint development. We're not doing that. So in other words, we out there spilling garbage, try to bring down one another, you know? That's why we do it. We're not in a situation where we're trying to harness different ideas so we can bring it to the people and say, hey, look, this is that. Look what it's supposed to be. We're not doing that. And that is where I want to see us going. So that is why over the last couple of months, I've been having conversations with people I went to school with. And mark you, some of them have PhD and master's degrees and whatever the case is. Yeah. And we've been having conversations as to the development of our constituency and by large Dominica. So that's why earlier I said we have a very, very impressive project for the Northeast and our constituency. And I will deliver on it on Thursday evening. That will set the difference between me and the other people. You understand?
So what's going on Thursday evening?
Well, Thursday evening we have a couple of speakers. The media will be there. We have a sound system. There will be people selling things to eat. Well, in the area we're gonna be, there are bars already and stuff like that. So we have people coming in from Castle Bruce, from the Carib Territory, from Margaret, Wesley, well, yeah, WoodfordHill, Calabish. You know,
Again,
I was able.
Again, I ask the question: what's going on Thursday evening? You tell me.
Wait, no. I just tell you what's gonna happen on Thursday. The reason for all that movement is because as an independent candidate in the constituency, and for the people that was thinking maybe I was bluffing or some sort of nonsense, I don't know. I'm 120% in, and I'm doing the groundwork. So on Thursday we're gonna have a public meeting, our first public meeting. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been doing the groundwork for the last couple of months, putting it together, stuff like that. So eventually it will turn out to be a success that I expected it to be.
So on Thursday evening, at what time you're gonna be having this public meeting?
Well, the system will be there by 7, but the meetings, for the media's sake, the meeting will start at 8 until.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is where at 8, but where's the
Central
location
Square.
would be?
Central Square. Right
Central
there.
Square. All
Yeah,
right.
Central Square. Yeah, that's the most popular area in Wesley right now. So it make a lot of sense to put it there.
Like
Okay.
near Majoff and Gemot and them place by Benji over
Right,
there.
right. By Benji over there. Yeah.
Right by the standpipe
Yeah.
on the road when you enter into West from the airport. So
Yeah, you
the
see,
people uh-huh.
now I was gonna say, you see, right now, all the hoopla about airport and all that thing, election coming, whether it's this year or next year. But outside of all that, we need to deliver to our people a new direction. We need to show our people how they can develop themselves in what capacity, that kind of thing. That is my direction right now. I don't think I have time. Honestly, I don't really have. I might punch them a little, but nothing to really stray me away. But my intention is to really come out there and explain myself to the people, the reasons why I think I'm the better person, and that's basically it. All the personalities and all that thing, I'm really not interested in it no more. I mean, for the people who try to vilify me, I don't even care about that, because at the end of the day, it's not taking us anywhere.
Yes, I.
What's that?
So Drex about to announce his bid.
His bid, yeah. He about to announce his bid.
Yeah,
That's what that Mervyn Celestine said.
he's gonna put his portfolio out there for the
Out
people
there,
who want
yeah.
to support him, so that they can they can really know what he's all about. What is his mission? But Drex, no, I gonna be a critique to you now. We can't come there and give us the same song and dance and sing and Nancy story that we are.
Richie. I've been telling you off script that right now the people of Wesley don't want to hear those things there. The people of the Wesley constituency, no, I just telling you, people of the Wesley constituency, what they need now is solution.
Okay.
And I fashion myself on that, solutions. And that is what I'll offer the people of Wesley, solutions.
Because
That's what we can do.
if you come and get the same hanky-panky story,
No,
I'm going to be the first one to give you fire. Remember that? I telling you
I ain't got
that.
time for that. No, I ain't got time for that. No, I ain't got time for that. No.
Remember that? I telling you no.
No, the fact that it matters, I see it every day. I seen what happened to Wesley. I seen what happened to young people in Wesley. And I mean,
but
you want to go ahead?
Another question for you, but when you finish, I have a
Go ahead.
question for you.
Okay, now I was just saying.
So what about what? Go ahead.
I was just saying I'm a part of Wesley. I'm a part of WoodfordHill, and I seen the deficiencies in our area, and it's like nobody are addressing it, or nobody are willing to come down to meet the people so they can have that kind of conversation. So we know. Up to the day I was in WoodfordHill, I was telling some people, by right, when you vote for a parliamentary representative, the people in the constituency should have the power to summon that person to a meeting at any time to find out why is the reason why that didn't happen and why those things. So that person can answer to them. They could even go as far as to tell that person, I'm threatening you now to not vote for you next time. Because this is where you're falling short on the people of the constituency. We didn't vote for you for that. We didn't vote for you to stay quiet in parliament. Those kind of things.
That is
right.
That is where the village council functions should come in, because really and truly I've been sitting down and been thinking so deeply on it. The village council is one of the major issues in our communities. When we talk about West and WoodfordHill, because our village council doesn't have good members, and I say that out there, doesn't have good members, and people that do the work properly, then the village will suffer additionally. Let the village council members come and say, we've been on their back saying that. You understand me? That is what the village council function is supposed to come in. What I wanted to ask, well, you already clarified it, but I wanted to say, remember, is Wesley, the constituency consists of Wesley and Woodford Hill. So while you've been analyzing Wesley very meticulously, you also have to do the groundwork for Woodford Hill as well, just a little, so I can help,
But I
because you
think
have to also include Woodford Hill greatly into it as well.
I would think I've done more working with Woodford Hill and Wesley. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. One is the fact that I'm a Wesley person. And two, when you look at the political past in the constituency, it always looked like more is going on in Wesley than Woodford Hill. So it'd be very sensible for me to kill a lot of time over there, both with the grown folks, middle-aged folks, young people.
You know something I believe too? I believe that Woodford Hill has always been placed on the back burner in politics in our country.
Yeah.
Woodford Hill and Pam. I believe that people always believe, okay, well, Woodford Hill is this, and that is what they be. But I think that the narrative can change and should be changed in the sense that the people of Woodford Hill have a voice. And if we keep putting them in the back, we will never really know what they're looking for and what they're fighting for the development of their constituency or their
constituency.
Because it's not just Wesley alone. And every time we put more focus on Wesley. No.
That is the truth. That is the truth.
No, I mean, I've seen it, you know. The only time I see Woodford Hill ever had real representation was when Peter Carbon was in Parliament. That was the only time.
The fact is because he was from that village.
Exactly.
So
again, we keep on neglecting the people of that said village. And that can't be. Go ahead.
No, it was the same, it was in the same trend of thought, you know? It was in the same trend of thought. I have a solution moving forward, but I will not just put it out there anyway for people to try to utilize it and then fail. You know, I want to ask Drex, what is the solution for that?
Well, it all depends on what angle you're taking it. There are solutions for trade. There are solutions for agriculture. There are solutions for the physical development of the constituency itself. And there are also solutions for sideline developments based on the project going on down there. Those are things I'd explain in depth on Thursday. Yeah.
All right. Look, Mr. Celestin, have another thing that's for you. Just look at it and respond to it. He says, so you come in as a concerned citizen that have a plan for a way forward.
Oh, yes. You can guarantee you that.
I want to ask you this question, and I want you to answer it. If you hear straight and correct, you can answer the question. With things, how things running now for Wesley and Woodford Hill, what can you see is the future for Wesley and Woodford Hill with the current systems in place, with the current representation in place, with the current government in place?
Well, we can start with the young people.
Go ahead.
I believe, when I say young people, I don't mean only people that are teenage and early 20s. I could say people, let's say 55 and down, because they still have the energy in them, you know. I talk about people that have the forward mobility and the willpower to do certain things and they are not being, you know, nothing is done to really help them. So, for instance, let me say I can go off a little bit. Look at trade. What has happened to trade in Dominica? Pretty much nothing. What has happened to enhance trade in Dominica? Pretty much nothing. And I can say that at will because I'm a part of that. And then I can go on to tell you the ways in which those things could be done to enhance young people or able people to make a difference in the constituency. So that is one. In agriculture, I can also tell you that. I can veer off a little just to show you. Example, for the last 50 years, or let's say 45 years of my life, I've been knowing Dominicans trading agricultural products for food purposes. Question, why can't a government look at markets where we trade for manufacturing in the short term? Why can't we have a government that is so proactive? That is so proactive.
I can stop you. I can stop you because I want you to answer the question I asked. You're giving me solutions. You're giving me your little plans. I want your little plans. I want your observation. With the current systems in place, what is the future now for the people of WoodfordHill and Wesley?
Well, I was just explaining that to come back to answer your question. So the future would be to put all those things into perspective. When I say perspective, I don't mean Vicky. It's a serious program. Put all those programs into perspective, and then you apply it to whosoever would be willing to get themselves involved, and that would make a difference.
Let me think I can answer Peter there. I don't see a good future with the current system that I'm.
That is it.
The future that we have.
It's very obvious, Richie, because what they have now, if we're looking for a future in it, there's none.
Practically, there is a future, you know, but it's not a good future. I can't tell you why there's a future, but not a good future. If you look at, it's a bad example, but it's an example anyways. If you look at a young man in his prime days in primary school, you say, boy, that look a boy that's looking to grow up good. Two wrong influences, wrong friends, and he end up on some hard drugs. He has a future now, and why is this future? A very bad one. Reason being, I suspect, my observation, you have to be able to point the people to the different outcomes. If we take that road, and if we take that road. You understand me?
Yeah.
I believe so. That is only how I believe we'll be able to reconnect with our people right now. Because we have to take them down that road and that trend and show them what will happen, and then take them down the other road on a different trend. Show them what's happening. So I wanted observation. I want you to pinpoint.
Let me ask
good night.
Let me ask this question before we even continue. With the current community, our communities right now, with the current influx of young guys sitting on the roadside just smoking, what kind of future do you see?
Nothing. I mean, there's really nothing wrong in people smoking. I'm not against people smoking. Yes, there are disadvantages in health when it comes to smoking. That is something we'll have to educate them about. Some of them know. But it's not really about the smoking alone. You see, you need to get your young people occupied. And you don't just need to get them occupied for occupy's sake. You need to get them occupied in a way that they can make a difference to themselves and to the development of the constituency and Dominica. When you can do that, that will make a difference. That will be a future. That'll be something futuristic, right? Yeah.
I gotta go to some comments so you can answer them people. I gotta go to some comments so you can answer them people. You need to answer a big question anyways. Mr. Coppell said the lack of jobs in that area should definitely be looked into. What do you think about that one there?
It's not necessarily a lack of jobs. We have to understand what we're really talking about, because let's go back a little bit. Did the government contribute any sensible jobs to the young people of Dominica, and more so to the people of the constituency? It's a big no. But more, the biggest issue we now have is the fact that the young people or the able people of Dominica are so broken that we have an over $2 billion investment going on. and we will sit there and look at foreigners come to fill the void. And that is for me the biggest issue. That is where again we're gonna have a whole set of young people falling through the cracks. Because why? We are not, as a state or a government, pushing real development programs for young people. I mean, let's be fair. Why would I sit around and be willing to give Fido $20,000, $50,000 to do a small? I mean, I tired of hearing people talking about small business. We should have something in place when it comes on the state. Because you see, it's either the state do it or the state set the atmosphere for foreign investors to come in on a serious level, where you can have spill off for a Fido or for a Palisot or for a Richie or for a Clint. So yes, we may not have the millions, but we may have the hundreds of thousands in our loan, most likely. Because why? We're gonna have more people moving around. We're gonna have more.
The person that asked the question put a response there, so I want you to tackle it first before you continue. He said that problem is already on the table. We're basically living in survival mode. Do you agree with that statement?
Oh yes, it's true. It's very true. I mean, come on, when you're working for $1,000 a month, I mean, I can dissect that for you to show you how you're gonna end up still owing.
Nobody in Dominica working for $1,000 a month.
No, I just saying. I just saying.
I'm making a statement. Is there people in Dominica working for $1,000 a month?
Yes, there are. And you have less than that too.
I
think a
well,
majority,
about less than that. I have no
a majority of workers working for less than that. People in Dominica working for $800 and $600 and $700 a month.
So then no. So those, let me say this. So that's something that you need to look into. Not you personally, but we as a people, we need to start raising our voices and making certain demand. Because let me tell you, our government is voted in by the people. They are supposed to work for the people. And if the people are being unsatisfied or injustice or getting injustice in whatever way they are, they should lend their voices and speak. But we are so colorized. A statement was just made a while ago there, so that Dominica is, let me read this. Historically, independent candidates have not been able to affect change, as Dominica is more or less a two-party
system.
How will you operate differently from other independent candidates to improve your
effectiveness?
But the part I wanted to get out of that statement was the two-party system. Dominica has been so polarized by the two-party system that it makes it ineffective. If I'm not supporting one of the parties, I for the other party. It doesn't necessarily mean that.
Yeah.
We as a people need to understand that our voices and our vote is what really matters. Because you have, if one man don't do what they're supposed to do, you put them out and you get somebody else to do the job. And if they don't do anything, you get them out and you put somebody else to do the job. But we so colorized and so fool, and a man gonna come and buy us for $100 or $500 when that is nothing.
I have asked. Okay, go ahead. Answer it and I have a statement to make.
Yeah, well, up to today, I had to explain that to a few people because people really want to understand the reason why I decided to go back as an independent. Now, my explanation was very simple. We're going to move away from the people I was talking to. I'm talking to you now. We have been wired to follow a party structure. And that is not something that have 10 years. That is something that have over 40 years. Okay? Now, it is very difficult for us to understand what, not because I grew up independent, but it's just in my own psyche, how I see it and how I understand politics in Dominica and the Caribbean too. We keep telling ourselves that, oh, if I vote for Richie, what Richie can do for me? See that statement right there?
Mhm.
From the day you start telling yourself that, you yourself is beginning to shortchange your own self. Because you should know upfront and personal the reasons why you're voting for Richie. Why? Because Richie kept that conversation with you to make you understand. Yes, Clint going up independent, but there are a lot of scenarios to the outcome. One of the scenarios could be, let's assume they call election tonight, and 1 month down the road, the election is called, and you have a situation where the Labour Party retained 10 seats, and the United Workers' Party managed to get 10 seats, and the Wesley constituency falls into an independent. What happens there? Like I explained today to some people in WoodfordHill, that would be a very powerful constituency because of the position we are now in. You understand? As well as, if it doesn't happen that way, and Clint will end up in Parliament as an independent, the first thing that's going to happen is, I would not just find myself in Parliament because I just want to be in Parliament. No. I would now have to surround myself with the pertinent people that can make the difference. That. So, for instance, I would not be in Parliament spilling rubbish conversation. That would not be my role. My role would be to bring bills to Parliament. Yes, we see how they behave in there. You know, they try to vilify you and they try to keep you down. Because why? They want the party structure to always be in play. But if you're intelligent enough, you can sidetrack the foolishness and keep them to the point you're pushing. And the point you're going to be pushing is for the development of the constituency. No. Like I said to Emo when I went up independent the first time, what happens there? Clint goes in Parliament, he has the wrong people supporting him, he have the wrong people giving him the necessary ideas to way forward, the bills and all that thing, you go around that and stuff. You bring that to Parliament. Remember, Parliament is something everybody watching, you know. And if you don't look at it, you can go on YouTube and check it out. Now you will see Clint in action on behalf of the constituency. Okay? But the government itself now, because of how they behave, they might try to sidetrack you all the time. You will be listening to somebody with the zeal to see the constituency move forward in the country. And you will also have the opportunity to listen to the garbage they talk all the time in Parliament. But at the end of the day, the things that the independent is pushing for the development of the constituency and the country, the government will sidetrack it. So here goes the future decision of the electorate in your constituency and as well as across the country if they're paying attention to what's going on. And they can decide and say, okay, just like how it is now in the conversation in WoodfordHill, you have a lot of educated young people in WoodfordHill. And they are telling you the party structure has continued to fail them. And they want to go in a different direction. Yes, they tell that every day. They want to go in a different direction. That is where I came in. That is a new direction. You understand? So it's all about you as the independent sticking to the program, and continue to stick into the program when you get there.
All right. During the fest season, I had a lot of interactions with our Lucians brothers, and we had discussions about the minimum wage between Dominica and St. Lucia. The minimum wage in St. Lucia is $6.52. You hear me? Minimum wage in St. Lucia is $6.52. And when I expressed to them some of our salaries can be $13.50 if we do good, they say they could never get that. Which means either the people not settling for minimum wage or the employers are paying them very well.
Wait, before you continue there. So you said that the minimum wage is $6 and something cents, right?
52 cents, yes.
What's Dominica's minimum wage? Currently?
$7.50.
So, and that we just raised our minimum wage. So why is people leaving Dominica and going to St. Lucia for work?
Because the pay rate is higher. The pay rate is higher. The Lucians told me they would never settle for $7.52 or 50 cents. They would never settle for that rate. So tell me now, with that information in mind, tell me why St. Lucia seems to be getting all of our brightest minds.
Why?
Is it people there? It's always settled for.
You see, sometimes I can expatiate a little bit about that. Yes, pay rates would be one of the things that would attract people. Because just imagine Dominicans making $10 an hour. Then, people from the other part of the Caribbean are going to say, boy, let me see if I go Dominica and see if I can turn some money. But at $10 an hour, they come here, but there's nothing. You understand? There's really nothing for them to really do to continue to make that money. So they might bypass Dominica and maybe touch on in Antigua, where there's $9 an hour, but there's activity. Without using that scenario there. If you have a country that doesn't have people, and the reason why it doesn't have people is because no reasonable activity is happening in the country, then you can imagine the people will leave. The people will bypass the country and go somewhere else. And that's it. St. Lucia have a vibrant tourist economy. St. Lucia has a practical agricultural economy. St. Lucia has a vibrant finance economy. They have a lot of financial things going on over there. So when you have those three things at the top, you expect to get spill off from those three things. So a lot of people working, a lot of people putting money in the bank, a lot of people taking loans from the bank. A lot of things happening. What happened in Dominica? The biggest thing that happened in Dominica for the year is Creole Festival. And I have to ask the question, why is it the government had to give us so much free ticket?
Boy.
Does it tell you something?
As you touch on that topic there, big up to the managers and the directors of the World Creole Music Festival for 25 and 25. I think you guys did a fabulous and I don't know the word. You have put on a very
it was well done
for the 25 and 25. Good production.
Yeah.
Whoever was behind this thing there, so Marva and her team with Monel Williams and Marva Williams.
They did well.
And people there, you all did a very good job organizing the Creole Festival.
Yeah.
I mean,
the downfall to that is the government is giving away too much free tickets.
That is
where they can buy a ticket so that the Creole Festival can make a profit. But when you give out, you sell 1,000 tickets and you give out 500. Where's the profitability?
I don't think they're giving it out, like I believe.
We lost Clint, man.
Drex,
We might have to check his may I check his device? Check your device.
look, a comment came in. Economic activity from population density
Population density, yeah.
is part of the key thing to keep our economy thriving. Another question is, what's your vision for Wesley WoodfordHill, and how would you go about executing? I like these questions tonight. Wait, Clint, come back on the live. This question is,
Yeah.
what is your vision for Wesley WoodfordHill, and how would you go about executing it? And don't tell us you're gonna give us the answer on the 6th. We want some answers.
That is
tonight.
something you have to hit us hard there, yeah.
We want to be able to come to your program on the 6th. The 6th is Thursday. Clint is having a rally in Wesley by Benji. But we want some answers tonight from Clint. You want us to vote for you?
What's my vision for Western WoodfordHill? Very simple. I'm a man on a mission, and my mission is to see young people come forward. So I will go a little further to say, in the national anthem, we have a verse that says, "Coming forward, sons and daughters, do the right, be firm, be fair." Okay. That said, there are ways to develop young people in the constituency. And I'm going to only speak about Wesley and WoodfordHill Palm Tree. I can touch on agriculture, I can touch on tourism, I can talk on trade. But I wouldn't go into the details of it for time's sake. But I'm just saying, there are ways you can develop young people. But you, when I say you, I talk about me, as somebody elected, would have to foot the bill. I would have to be in a situation where I can say, let us put that amount of money there. Let us put that training over there. Let us make that development easier for young people to access the finances, or, you know, that kind of a thing. So for instance, you might be involved in fishing. What do you need for fishing? So I exist in a government. I would want to see the government go overseas, get the technology for whatever the young people need for fishing, so we can practice it here. So let's say boat building. If we get the technologies for boat building, we can come back and train young people to build boats, what different type of boats they have to do, and make money. By doing that, you have another person from the constituency getting involved in sourcing materials for boat building. So somebody can live off that too. By doing that, you have fishermen utilizing that kind of development in a better position. They can stay outside a little longer. They have more space on the boat. That, you know, based on what you do. So anyway you watch it, for fishing, you're gonna have more people involved in an amicable way. As well as for fishing, we're talking about storage. We're talking about marketing of what you caught. You can have national marketing, you can have regional marketing, all these are available. But the government will have to make those things feasible for young people to develop in that way. Another way, I'll use agriculture. The government has to, at all times, how you say, bait young people. We can use the term there, to bait young people to get involved in it. How do we do that? By doing that, you can share responsibilities with people who procure materials for farming. So let's use an example. Let's use Boss Enterprise, Wesley. It would be very intelligent for any minister of trade and agriculture to go to Boss, and maybe finance too, to go to Boss and have a sit down with the paperwork and find out what is the, let's use fertilizer. What is the profit margin Boss makes on one bag of fertilizer? There's a reason. We all know we're trying to capture young people to develop themselves in agriculture. So we're using fertilizer as one element. So The government could take an initiative and go out there and procure fertilizers. But if the government comes back to Dominica now and give Fido 100 bag and give Richie 50 bag, what happens to Buzz? Buzz bringing in fertilizer too. So what's going to happen is Buzz fertilizer going to stay on his hand. But can the government work in tandem with Buzz? Yes, can happen. And how that can happen is we go to them as the fans, Rudolph Thomas, or any way they do it in Dominica. We go to them and we find out what's the profit margin. So let's say Buzz tell us, well, okay, we're making $8 on every bag. So time you tie in is $8, and time you tie in the VAT and maybe the custom duty per bag, you can now sell a bag for about $31 for the farmer. Because you need the economy to roll. You cannot just give things away. You need to attract young people, you need to finance young people, but you need to also do it in a way that they can be practical. Remember, you're developing yourself. You understand? And by doing so, you also developing your economy. And by doing so, you expect a lot of spillouts from it. That is my angle. So yes, the farmer now wouldn't have to buy a bag of fertilizer at $100. He can get it for now $31. But Boss can also make his $8 on the bag. Whereas Boss would have to buy fertilizer. And while we're there giving it to people for free, Boss can sell his own in his store. You understand? So it's how we call it in biology, symbiosis. Yeah, symbiosis. It's just like the cattle and the bird. The cattle need the bird to take all the ticks on it. The bird need the cattle to have the ticks so to feed on. That way. In tourism, I can go again, you know. In tourism, it's the same thing. Say again?
No, go ahead.
Yeah. In tourism, it's the same thing for the constituency. You get people involved in culinary arts. And while you're doing that, you make amicable loans available at low interest. So when these people, because you have a development happening down there, you have to prepare them for the future when that thing finished. Now, you don't want another set of people to come around Wesley to open restaurants and bars. No, you train the people them in that field so they can apply themselves. Now, some people will apply themselves as laborers as well as some people will apply themselves as business people. And you want to prepare them for down the stretch. You don't want Wesley people to be sitting down and have an international airport in front of them. Just the building. And they're just hoping maybe to cut the grass around the building. No, I don't see that. I don't see that in the future for Wesley people, or WoodfordHill people, or Palm Tree people, or Calibishi, or Maragot, or Caribbean. I don't see that. What I see is for our young people to be prepared to make the difference. That's what I see. And we can do it in all the necessary places.
I'm gonna say that's a very good perspective you gave us there, but I don't think nobody goes into politics without ideas and vision and dream for their respective community. What I want to ask you is, you ready to fight for those visions?
You want me to tell you something? Maybe I wouldn't tell you that thing there. But yes.
Are you ready to die for your vision?
I'll tell you something. I have a switch of mind, so I'll tell you. A few years ago, I said to myself, if I am living in another country and something really interesting is happening in Dominica and I am not there, I will feel like I failed my country. That's as far as I go with the conversation. I want to get more intricate with it.
Right now, I want a piece of Zabuka, where the agricultural produce that is being shipped from Dominica to America, for me to get a piece of it.
But we shouldn't be shipping a piece of pear to you, Richie. We should be shipping some guacamole to you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That kind of
And
thing.
look at that too. I also see we have like okay, our fruits are seasonal. Fruits are basically seasonal. So when mango go out of season, there's no longer mango. But now if we had like factories on island where I think independent, we shouldn't depend on our government, but independent people like myself or people who have the money to invest into acquiring, let's say, is mango I want. That's what I want to produce. I get in mango, I'm making purees, I'm making juice, I'm making this, I'm making that out of mango. So when it's out of season, I always have mango and my supply is never gone. Also cocoa, making chocolates. Those are in. I see some pictures of a place in Saint Lucia. It's a company. They're making pristine presentation is here. The thing might not be the best, but cocoa out. They're making their cocoa. They're making their chocolates. They're making rum out of cocoa. Those are the things that we need to innovative ideas. We are too close-minded and too politically blinded in Dominica for us to make any progress unless we decide to get out of, take them blinders off. You know, when you want a horse to run in one direction, they put the blinders on and they will run that straight way. And that is where we are in Dominica. We are so blinded by our blinders. We can't see nothing to the left, nothing to the left or to the right. We need to take them things there off. Yes, we have been a two-party country for numerous years. But I think it's time for independent people, independent thinkers to step out and take the lead and lead up in a different direction. Take them blinders off of our face and let's go somewhere. You might not be the most well-spoken person, but you have a following in your community. You can lead people. We need leaders. We need people who can take us from where we are to where we need to be. Stop thinking about this political party, this political rhetoric, and move our country forward. Our country is in need of proper leaders.
Another question for you guys. More importantly, do you have a strategy to execute the vision? Having plans and ideas is one thing. The devil is in the details. And as an independent candidate with one vote in parliament, if you win, there must be some strategy for anything to be done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I'm very much aware of that. That I think I will leave for Thursday evening. But I can give a little prayer. I can pray up a little bit. Okay. I am very open. I think I'm a very open person. But in applying strategy, I think I have the right people around me outside of the electorate where I can have that discussion with. But more so, if I were to assume a position like that at the end of the election, the people, I always maintain the people will always be part of my strategy. I don't see myself doing anything outside of the people. So for instance, there are decisions that would have to be made thereof. What do I do? Do I just go ahead and do it myself? No, I wouldn't do that. I can promise the people of the constituency that is not the reason why. Because, I've been hearing a lot of things that doesn't make much sense. And, I think right now, the constituency really needs somebody that can stand up for it. And I feel to myself, I can fit that bill. I hold that description. I can take care of that. I think I'm outspoken enough. I may not be a PhD. I may not be a master, but I think I'm well informed as to the way people should live and the way people should apply themselves based on the ability given to them by the state. So I think I'll have a fair conversation, but it's going to be steered by the people of the constituency it could be the least educated one to the most educated one. That is where I stand at the moment. That's my strategy. I'll take it from the people.
Would you oppose every decision that is being brought to the
No.
table by the government?
No, no. I believe politically you must evolve. I could say, and I take a lot of flack for that now, because I am not really pushing the line that some people expected me to push. I come away from that. I kind of come away from that because at the end of the day, yeah, I could give red blows and I could give blue blows, but think of it, where does that take us?
Nowhere.
Will it solve the problem? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But that's why I tell you, my campaign is based on solutions. And I'll keep it there for now, solutions. I don't have no time to give nobody too much blows. Yeah, you can jab now and then, but I think it would make a lot of sense to be really getting in the focus of the people, feeling the vibes, and then you can bring out the cure for the problem. And then
So you have the cure?
I think so. I think so. I've been sick for a while,
Okay.
I've been sick like the rest of the community for a while. I've been suffering the same blows like the community for a while. It's just that while some people might be scared to come out, I am never scared to come out. So I prepare to make a difference.
And a lot of people in our community are scared. A lot of people in our community are scared.
Of course they're scared.
A lot.
Let me tell you something, Fido and Richie. It is very clear that there are a lot of people in Wesley who are not satisfied with my move, and then you can understand why. Okay? And then they keep talking about Clint is there to split up which vote. What make them think the Labour vote is so nailed on to the Labour tree or whatever you want to call it? No, you have a lot of people on the other side, on the Labour side, who gravitate into the move. I am not saying 100% of the Labour Party people gravitating. So then now, if you're talking about Clint splitting vote, am I not splitting some of the Labour vote? If you're talking about Clint splitting vote, what if the Freedom Party fields a candidate in Wesley? Whose vote will they be splitting? What if Team Unity field a candidate in Wesley? Whose vote are they going to split? So in essence, it tells me the people with that rhetoric, lazy, politically lazy. Go out there and do your groundwork. Go and sit down in people's place and have the conversation. Let them grill you and answer the questions they're asking you because they want to vote for you. But you have to tell them the reasons why you think you're able. And the way you do that is by answering the questions like I was answering in WoodfordHill today. You understand? You have to answer the people they want to know from you. They want to, yes, you'll have people who party lovers. But still, you have influential people on either side in the constituency who really wants to hear from you. These people can take away votes from either of the parties to follow you, whether it's me or the UWP or Labour. They're influential enough to do that. So for you to sit down in Wesley and try to vilify Clint or Phil or Richie because they doesn't go around and behave like you, that in itself is not preparing anybody for development.
Look at question right there for Richie. Rumors.
Yeah, rumors that, man. But let me ask you, Clint.
Yeah.
When people take personal attacks on you, because I came to somebody, people come to me and they talk to me and things like that. and they say that there's a lot of negativity that comes with you as a person. How do you respond to that? How do you take that on?
Here we go again. Negativity. I'm an outspoken person. I'm a Wesley person. I'm a person who got involved in Wesley and the developments of Wesley. That's who I am. I didn't come as a squeaky clean person. But let's be fair. What do we need? A squeaky clean person or somebody who can stand up on behalf of the people of the constituency? So whenever they come with the foolishness, that is pretty much my answer to them. I honestly, Richie, I reach a point right now where those things don't really even make sense to me. Because at the end of the day, how many people in the constituency you hear saying those things? And how many places in the constituency you hear people saying, repeating those things? I can tell you, only 2 places in Wesley. And I can also tell you, there are not much people listening to the foolishness. Young people need somebody to give them a difference of direction. And it doesn't matter whether you're squeaky clean or not. It has to do with your ability to move them from point A to point B. Now, can I do that? 110% yes.
Something that keeps coming up in the entire comment section that we've been going through for the night is, what plans you have for the people of West?
Yeah.
In terms of creating jobs, generating wealth and opportunity. This question has been asked maybe how many times so far already?
You want to know my plans tonight?
What are your plans?
So, they want me to pray out there? They want me to open it up. Okay, you see, I'll brush on something. Okay, there's a project we've been working on for the last period of time. And it has to do with the St. Andrews area in terms of development in that area. Now, that development will enhance, will bring out a lot of things. Like, for instance, there will be training centers, there will be nightlife, there will be apartments, there will be small hotel facilities, there will be training, sports training, there will be agriculture. When I say training, I talk about agriculture, we're talking about plumbing, electricals, the kind of stuff like that. I will break it down for you on Thursday. I don't really want to go into it in detail now, but it's like an overview. That is what the project will look like. That is what we will fight for, to help us to be in tandem with the development happening down there. Outside of the other things about agriculture and manufacturing and tourism, that is a master project I and other members of my team have put together to let the people of Wesley know, hey, there's something down the stretch, something that makes sense to the people in terms of forward movement. I'm not gonna come there to tell you why
Stop saying Wesley is a constituency.
The constituency. But it's more than a constituency. I think I talk about from Carib territory all the way on to Calibishi. It's not necessarily Wesley, because we need other people coming through. It's a lot of things, and we need that to happen in our constituency. That will make the difference.
Okay.
But I'll detail it better for the person that want me to tell it. Derek said it's a lot. It's a long story. If I start it now, I need another hour to explain the whole thing for you. Okay. So just tune in on Thursday evening, and you'll see me. I'll break it down for you, like the way you want to hear it.
Let's switch gears for a second here now. I want to talk about something that is affecting CARICOM. Something that's affecting the Caribbean. Something that's going to affect all of us if it continues. The current situation in Venezuela with the United States presence in the Caribbean Sea and being on the borders of Venezuela looking for drugs and for trafficking of people and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on this whole aspect? Has CARICOM failed the people in the Caribbean? To both of you guys, gentlemen, Fido or to Drex, whoever feels like they need to answer this question. Has CARICOM failed?
Let me take a go at it. Let me take a go at it first. I'm gonna start from this angle. When Trump ran for election, he said his headline was to make America great again. But by doing that, we had all this taking people and send them home and all that stuff and preventing people from entering and all that stuff. I think that is what is really in play. And I honestly believe the American system is now, what they're doing is they kind of want to get a sense of the Caribbean because they was really out of touch with the Caribbean in certain aspects. And this is where CARICOM had to come as one. But we also knew that because of our stance in trade, whatever trade it was back in the 90s, coming up early 2000, a lot of things didn't favor us. So it forced, we were not creative to deal with that situation. We couldn't evolve with it. So we ended up on the receiving line. So a lot of things happened. And we can say there were good things, but at the same time, when it comes to bureaucracy and diplomacy and all that kind of sea and whatever, our governments did not act in good faith when it comes to the people. And I can tell you why. Look at Alba. We had reinvented Alba. No. You see what is happening now. When we join Alba, there's a lot of things that come out of Alba. We get oil cheaper. They campaigned and they told us we're going to get cheaper electricity because we get cheaper gas or cheaper diesel. We're going to get cheaper fuel at the pump because we get it cheaper. Did that happen? No, it didn't happen. But more so, what it did to CARICOM is what they're reaping today, because now we, as regional government, went in bed with Venezuela. So today, let's use my country in particular. Dominica is caught up between a rock and a stone. Why do I say that? Dominica is part of CARICOM, but Dominica is an active part of Alba. I even believe Dominica even more front and center than the rest of the islands in the Alba arrangement. So what do we expect? Do we expect Dominica to join CARICOM? Or do we expect Dominica to join Alba? We don't know what they're going to do, because why? We went all in. Because why? Another government was assisting us so we could help ourselves. So now we in a situation, look what happened with Trinidad. Trinidad is part of CARICOM. The US want to get involved in that situation there with Trinidad. And then the rest of CARICOM is not assisting them. So you see all what are going on? Trinidad want to bail out the CARICOM. Do I blame them? No, I don't. Why would you want to be in the same room with me and Richie Fido, and you asking us for help, or at least for advice, and we pulling away from you, what do you do? Or what do I do? Or what do Richie, what Richie gonna do? Does he want to stay in the same place? I agree to Trinidad. Bail out.
Peter, give us your ideas on that question.
I have a little way of thinking this, it's not other thing awkward. CARICOM was essentially formed to encourage economic growth and economic development between our member states.
Yeah.
But how can CARICOM be effective when our economy is in a devastating state? If the countries do not plan to integrate or use CARICOM for our benefit, how can CARICOM be beneficial to us? I don't put the blame on CARICOM alone. I am different. I don't put the blame on CARICOM alone because CARICOM was there to enable us to have economic development and growth between each other and trade between each other. But if the particular country not planning to integrate properly with other countries, then how can I blame the system put in place to help us? I just say half and half.
Well,
I get you.
let me say my piece now. Because my piece is my opinion. So it's my opinion. I think that somebody commented and said it's more for oil than anything else. I think so too. And I also think is because of China's presence, strong presence in the Caribbean, why America is now putting their presence in the Caribbean. Because most of the islands that China have alliances with are members of CARICOM, such as Jamaica and Dominica, Antigua, and Barbados, and you could go on. Most of the members of CARICOM, but not Trinidad. So now, even Guyana, China has presence there because of the oil in Guyana. Because they help them, they put a barge there to help drill oil from Guyana, a floating barge. So those are the islands or countries benefiting from China. So Trinidad is not benefiting, I don't think, as much. And so they've decided to go with the American. But now, the motto that CARICOM put out was one Caribbean, one people.
One people.
That was formed in 1973. One Caribbean, one people. The founding members of CARICOM was Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Guyana. Founding members of CARICOM. And now you're going to tell me, as one of the founding members of CARICOM, you want to pull out of CARICOM because the people and the other members of CARICOM is not siding with you to invade Venezuela. I find, and that's my opinion, that the members of CARICOM have failed its countries on a broad scale. Because why? They can't come as one people and one. They are all divided and looking for their own personal interests instead of looking for the people of the Caribbean's interests. And that was done by our slave masters when they pit us against each other by making each island feel superior than the others. You can't tell Jamaica they do better than the rest of the Caribbean. You can't tell Trinidad they do better than the rest of the Caribbean. You can't tell Barbados they do better than everybody else. And that is where the problem lies. We don't have one voice. We all want to sing for our supper when we should be singing as a block, as the United Caribbean, standing for what we believe and fighting for our Caribbean justice. Look at this.
CARICOM.
Free movement through 4 countries: Barbados, Dominica, St. Vincent, and Belize. 4 countries. When it should be all of CARICOM. This is where we have a big misleading all our leaders and them should be getting out of power. Look, election is coming up in St. Vincent on the 21st of November. All of our leaders and them should be kicked out of power. All of them. And let us have a brand new reset, a brand new. We need fresh minds. We need fresh minds. Our entire thing is on. Everybody in there looking for themselves and greedy. Nobody's fighting for one principle, one voice, and that is my whole take on it. So,
On it, yeah.
Sorry, I just had to get that.
Yes, man.
I don't have to get that one off my. Somebody said best thing I said.
What is it?
Because that's the best thing you said all night, bro. Yeah, because it's very misleading that you have an organization that is supposed to be for the people of Caribbean and they cannot serve the people of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You get my point?
Oh, CARICOM has never really done anything for Dominica. Because I can even use the trade we're doing. CARICOM, the only thing that CARICOM maybe are our tariffs, you know. They have set tariffs on certain things. They have exemptions on certain things, but that's the only thing. I mean, can you imagine small economies like Dominica, St. Lucia, Antigua and stuff? And they sit together every how many months? And what do they do? I mean, there's no protection. There's no protection from CARICOM when it comes on even trading our natural resources. You have none of that. And then you see CARICOM, some member states of CARICOM, what they do, they sidetrack the rest of the region and they go out extra regional and bring in other stuff to compete with the region itself.
Mm-hmm.
So it has never been really beneficial to the smaller economies. I mean, you can see it. So I don't even really blame some of the extra regional movements made by smaller economies. All it does, it puts us in a precarious situation at certain time, and this is one of the situations in them. So, yeah, Roosevelt went outside CARICOM and formed relationships with Hugo Chavez, and I understand that. You know, there are ramifications towards it. There are things that are negative parts towards it, yes, and it is showing itself now. But at the same time, when you look at CARICOM itself, CARICOM and OECS, those are two entities in the Caribbean where, like you say, Photoshop.
Yeah, photo shoot, that's all they do, photo shoot, photo ops.
Photo ops, yeah.
And we need to get rid of that. When CARICOM, you remember when Bill Clinton came to the Caribbean and talked about agriculture? Remember that when they wanted to go to Chiquita to get the banana. If CARICOM had stood as a block and said we want America as a market for ship our banana, if CARICOM, not just Dominica or Jamaica, if CARICOM had stood as a block to do that, you don't think we would have still been doing that right now?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of greed, everybody trying to present their own ideology and their own idea. We as CARICOM member states, and I can say this, whoever listens, whoever don't want to listen, that's it. As CARICOM member states, if we want to see our Caribbean move forward in a strong and positive direction, let us put our countries first and our people first and our people. We are too greedy as the leaders and want fame and notoriety instead of helping our countries grow. We're looking for fame, we're looking for notoriety. Oh, I had the best dress, I had the best suit, you know, I had the most money. Get out of that, man. And let our countries thrive. Our people are in dire need, man. No matter which country you go, you're gonna hear cries of pain. No matter where you go, you're gonna hear cries of pain from every island, from From Jamaica, go down to Trinidad, everybody crying. Because there are certain things that are just not right in their specific space. But we can do better.
Yep.
As black people, as people who survived the worst of the worst through slavery and now here trying to thrive, we can do better. That was my closing statement.
Is that heavy closing statement too?
If anybody else want to say something, go ahead. But me myself,
I think right now I want to just brush up. If Kulina is nothing, I want to brush up the sponsors.
No, I would say something.
Right.
I would say something, you know. For me, basically is right now. There's a lot of things on the table. I know the viewers want me to say certain things. I know they want to know, but I think I need to leave it for Thursday. I'll go in depth with it on Thursday. Like I said, I'm not coming out there to rough and tumble anybody. I want to make it a little different. So I'm coming out there to have that kind of conversation with the people. I think I need to give the people a clear understanding of myself, my thought process, how I see things, how I think they should go, you know. As to whether people know me or not, people know me hands on. People know me. I don't have to wonder if anybody know me. Some of the young kids, maybe on the WoodfordHill, and maybe don't really know me personally, but they know me, you know. And that's one of the things I'm establishing at the moment, you know. But constituency-wise, I am very comfortable. I can say that. I'm very comfortable. For the people who have a negative idea about me, at this point, it doesn't make any sense. The only question I have to ask you is, what do you have to offer? What do you have to bring to the people? What are you telling the people? What is your message? I mean, what are you really saying? Another thing that's going on in the constituency, especially with the main opposition party, they seem to not look at what has happened to the constituency. They seem to not look at that. But here they are wasting their time trying to bring me down. An individual who's just trying to see better for Wesley and WoodfordHill Palm Tree. That's all. I just want to see better. Maybe I have a better way of delivering the message to the people. But then you can't blame me for that because I was always accustomed to doing it. So it doesn't come as a new practice for me. I'm accustomed to that. I mean, I'm an informed person. I can have the conversation anytime, any day, anywhere. I don't need nobody to help. Well, I mean, yeah, there are things I need people to help me with, which I'm doing. But what I mean is, I can pretty much pull up anywhere and strike the conversation. I can pretty much pull up anywhere and answer the question what they're asking me. You know, that kind of a thing. You know. So stop wasting. I want to tell them to stop wasting their time trying to break my back. It doesn't gonna carry them anywhere. What they need to do is to develop their skills. Their skills in being with the people. Develop that so it'll make the election a little better. It will give the election a little more tension. It will give the election a little more reasons for us to be real with the people. But it's costing, and how to say it, before I go on to say it, one member on the other side was saying, when he done with me, I gonna be down in a hole someplace. I don't know. I just want to reassure you, my boys, that can never happen in the Wesley constituency.
Let's not go there for the night. Let's not go there tonight. Look, somebody, the same
No,
question.
no.
What are your ideas about bringing greater productivity to your constituents? I'm looking forward to partnering to achieve that objective of getting people empowered. So Miss Aaron Nicholas, we will have Drex reach out to you so you guys can converse. But he's also gonna be doing a program on the 2nd. He's gonna be in Roseau, it's Newtown area, I think. Newtown, he's gonna be in Newtown or with Monsewi tomorrow. And then on the 6th, he's gonna be in Wesley doing a
Public meeting.
where he's gonna be spreading reason why and constitute Wesley WoodfordHill and Papa. So people, I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight, for sharing and asking.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Everything good? I don't know. I think I see you glitch a little, like you start a little in the.
No, I said
I didn't hear the last thing.
the floor is yours.
Oh, the
No,
floor
I
is mine.
didn't hear
Okay,
much
guys.
from Richie. I didn't hear what you were saying though.
Okay, that's
Oh,
it. The repeat, yeah.
Oh, well, I was saying that you having a
Oh.
It's happening again.
Yeah, just say you have something going on the 2nd and you have something going on the 6th. So just say it, like, say it so that we can move forward.
Okay, what Richie really saying is on the tomorrow there will be a public meeting in Roseau, which I'll be a part of. And on the 6th, which is Thursday, the same people who I will be with tomorrow evening will be in Wesley together with other speakers. So these people have the opportunity to have that conversation with the people of Wesley and WoodfordHill Palm Tree. You know, it's not gonna be a me thing. It's gonna be a Dominica thing. But it's just that I'll be the person on the Wesley end.
Disconnected.
But it's gonna be a good conversation. It will be a good conversation. And we'll get a chance now to listen to who makes the difference and why.
Peter, the floor is yours.
The floor is mine. Okay, guys. Okay, just wanted us make that statement there clear. If you guys have a business or you have a service you want to advertise, Caro Media is here to also help the public. You can also reach out to Mr. Ricardo Sentami to have your business or whatever you need to be advertised. You know, hear from our sponsors right there. Click this sponsor, which my mouse is working.
Huh?
My mouse is working.
If you don't come up, then people, thank you guys for tuning in once. Clint.
Something wrong with Richie.
Yeah, the network, man. Let me just refresh it quickly.
So, can you hear me?
Go ahead, let me hear again.
We'll be streaming live in Wesley on the 6th with Drex's public meeting. So tune in and look out and ask questions. Have a blessed and productive evening.
Need a hassle-free shopping experience? Let us do the work for you. At Kyron Connections, we offer personal shopping services, ensuring you get exactly what you need without the stress. And if you're shipping to Dominica, we've got you covered. We pack and ship barrels from the US safely and efficiently. Looking for quality products on island? We sell a variety of items right here in Dominica. From scented candles, perfumes, detergents, tasty snacks, nuts, jams, sweets, condiments, grocery items for your daily use, seasonings, and much more. Planning a wedding or party? Elevate your event before elegant tablecloths, vases, table runners, chair backs, chair ties for rent. Visit us in Wesley at Cherwas Cuisine, Main Road, Wesley Village, 1767-617-5894. Also find us on Fonkley Highway at 1767-285-0221. You can also reach us internationally at 134-733-87346. Let us make shopping, shipping, and event planning easy for you. Call or message us today. Caribbean Connections, convenience at your fingertips.
Yo, so I had to do this review on this vodka called Boldface Vodka, straight out of Dominica, Wooty, massive stand-up, you know. Trying it out was a very good experience. This flavor was lovely, smelled good, tasted great. Bold-faced vodka. Add this vodka to your
Well, this is Cardos Media, and yeah, don't blame the messenger. Yeah.